Hey everyone, this is Neil with Wasted Paper here, bringing you another fountain pen review. This time we're looking at another Grail pen. I don't actually own this one though, it's actually on loan to me from Author's Reserve. If you haven't checked out his channel, I highly recommend it. He's an awesome guy. We actually had a really good conversation. And this is a pen that I've wanted for a long time and he actually let me borrow so I could film this video. So let's get straight into it. Straight out the gate, you have this high gloss box right here. It does say Visconti on the top. This kind of spoils what it is, but this is a Homo Sapien, which is their most iconic pen, I would say. And this is the dark age version, which is like an all blacked out version. Underneath the slipcover, you have another black branded box. It just says Visconti, nothing too crazy here, but that's what we're looking for. Under the pen, it does come with this little booklet right here. It just tells you a bit of information on the Homo sapien, what they're made out of. This is why this pen's like so iconic. Sorry, there's so much glare. Here we go. But you can see the body of the pen is actually made out of lava rock. That's what everybody knows these for, and this is why it's a pen that I've personally wanted for a long time. They are a bit pricier, which we'll talk about later, but being able to get a just try one is just awesome. I mean, just look at this. It is all stealth, obviously. He does have a special thing, which we'll get into in a second, but this colorway is just awesome. The iconic colorway, I would say, is the Bronze Age, but the Dark Age has a special spot to me. And they actually did a red one at one point that, oh my gosh, I would just love to have.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
For the finial, this has a unique system that Visconti does. These are magnetic tops right here. I'm guessing this blue finial is a special one he put on here. I don't believe that's the default. I'm pretty sure it's just the normal logo, which I'll have a picture here if that's correct. But you have this like blue gem up here, which is really nice on his. Down from that, you have Visconti's like iconic bridge clip. What this is the intent is you grab it kind of where these little rings meet at least, and you pinch it and it lets you pull the clip up one-handed. So if I was to set this down, I don't want to drop it. But you pinch it like this and then you can slide it into a pocket one-handed. It's like a special mechanism. It's just a clean design. Where the cap meets the body, you have this ring right here that says Homo Sapiens. And then down from that, you have one more ring right here. This is a vac filler, so I'm just going to unscrew this slightly to show you. Not going to do it all the way, but you pull this out, you pull the rod out, and you go all the way back, and then you push it forward. The capping mechanism on a Visconti is just awesome. I don't have any other Viscontis besides a magnetic cap one that's a bit cheaper. You can check out that video here, but this high-end one is so nice, you have to see this. That's it. That's all it takes to uncap this pen. Not even like a quarter rotation. It's just freaking awesome.
Doesn't get any better than that.
The inside does have a liner in there, so it's definitely going to be safe and secure. You kind of need that extra liner. It looks a bit thicker than you're normally going to see as well. I think it's pretty necessary when your capping mechanism is so like short. You're only barely doing a rotation. But I haven't heard any issues, at least personally, about these drying out, so I don't think there's any problem with that. For the nib, we're looking at an 18 karat branded Visconti gold nib. It is just super nice. Their filigree looks so clean on this nib. I'm a bit surprised this isn't a bit darker, like almost this black color, but I'm sure if you plated it like that, it would probably take away from the gold aspect or it'd feel a little different. But I do think the nib looks really nice, and it's paired with a plastic feet on the back that also has the Visconti branding right on the bottom there. It has a V. For the filling system, again, you have this vac filler, so you would pull this all the way out, you'll push it in, and that right there is going to get you your ink pulled in. And I'm also only going to dip test this pen because it's his. I don't want to like do something and ruin it in any way. So I will be just dip testing this one, but I'm excited to show you this. The ink I'm going to be using is called Smoke Noir. This is from Monteverde. This is like a pretty dark gray, almost black ink. It looks kind of light here, but it is not that light when you write with it. I think this is a really easy ink to wash out though, so I figured it's also black. It'll go really well with this pen. And for my paper, I'm going to be using my B7 Tran-X notebook from the Paper Mine. I love this notebook. I love this paper. I've been obsessed since I started using it. I'm going to have a link in the description down below. Check this stuff out. Okay, this nib just glides across the paper. I really enjoyed writing with this. I actually really want one of these so bad. I have a story about one I actually did buy a long time ago and had an issue with, so I had to return it. They only had the option for return, not for like an exchange, because it was their last one, unfortunately. So I never got to replace it, but finally getting to write with one of these that doesn't have issues, it's just freaking amazing. It is so smooth. Writing with this was such a pleasure. The grip section I noticed is a little bit shorter than I probably would want. It doesn't look short, but it's because of where these pieces right here are. It kind of forces your hand forward more than I'd like it to be. But the writing itself is great. And because of this, you have a slight bit of like texture. It's very similar to matte pens if you've ever felt one. So those give you just a little bit more grip than you would have on something that's like more polished. For fast riding, it kept up great, no issues at all. For flex, you really do not see any. Even right here with like the side by side, there's really not any flex to show. And I don't know what I did here. You don't need to judge me too hard. I just wanted to write more with this. This pen is so enjoyable. If you want a nib, I would say that is not going to give you, a ton of variation or anything like that, but something that's just an overall pleasure to write with. That's this for sure. I even was like writing at a little bit of a different angle at some points and no issues. I didn't feel like there was a sweet spot or anything. It just felt good from pretty much every angle. I'm obsessed. Now on to our size comparison. We have a Lamy Safari and a Pilot Custom A23. It is almost identical to the Pilot Custom A23. It's just barely under it. I think it'd be a little bit more under if it had the normal finial on here as well. This one gives it a little bit more of a area right here. If you have the normal one, you're looking at just a tiny bit under the Custom A23. Uncapped now, these all look so close. I think in hand you would really feel and probably see no difference unless you really tried to look for it. But it is just slightly under the Custom 823 still. But again, I don't see any world where you're really going to notice that. I forgot to mention earlier, the pen actually does post, and it's the biggest one here once it's posted. I think the pen itself does not need to be posted, though. It gets fairly long to the point that I just think this is kind of unnecessary. And because this has like the metal accents and, your finials and whatnot, it tends to have a little bit more weight in this cap than an average pen, especially compared to something like this that's like made out of like, plastic or what have you. So because of that, I think it really writes best and looks best like this, but you can post it if you like to. The MSRP for the Visconti Homo Sapiens is $9.95. Most places, though, are going to have it on sale. You're going to see it for around $7.95 pretty much everywhere you look. And they're actually pretty prominent in the reseller or aftermarket. You can find these pretty often for $500 to $550. If you really wanted one, I think you could look, and over the course of like a month or two, you would find one for around $5 to $550 in the secondary market. Now, for my cons and pros to this pen, I mean, there's not a lot here. I really like this pen. I like that they do this special system where you can replace the finial and you can actually get your initials I've seen. It's probably not the best website. I will admit there's maybe some issue there, I guess, trying to find where you can buy the different finials and the options and stuff. I haven't really found it to be that user friendly. But writing that off, I mean, the clip on here is amazing. The uncapping is just ungodly. No one can amount to that. The filling system's really good. I guess if you're not the biggest fan of like a vac filler, this can take a bit to clean out and that can be a little bit cumbersome. But again, I mean, it's so hard to flaw this pen. I really like it. I want to keep it. The last thing is they don't come in a bunch of colorways of this lava rock. I've seen a few in the past where maybe they added some dye or something to change the color, but generally if you're buying a special edition of this, it's going to be in resin. Like they did an entire series with Jonathan Brooks, and those look fantastic. The one I had that actually had the issue was from that series. I would love to replace it one day. To me, this is a pen that you buy when you're like set on it, you're sure, and you're not looking for a ton of variety. Like you don't need to buy a bunch of pens. It's a pretty big investment, but this pen itself seems like it would hold up over time. It's just going to be awesome. This material, just everything about it. It's great.
Two very enthusiastic thumbs up.
I want to give one final shout out to the Author's Reserve. If you like my channel, please go to subscribe to his. It would mean a lot to me, and I just think his channel is coming up, and honestly, his thumbnails are better than mine. Everybody's better than me. Thank you all for watching, but please check out these other people too. I really like their content and the way they do it, their aesthetic. He's just got it down. All that being said, though, thank you for watching my channel as always. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Like the video, it really helps me out. Thank you. Put these pretty much the same, or sorry. And lastly, I forgot to mention earlier, but the pen does post, and it's actually the big, blah, 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 blah. Okay.